Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome again to my YouTube channel, Eric Broadus YouTube. I say welcome again to my YouTube channel, Eric Broadus YouTube. And on this video, I will be covering some more military content. And there was a subscriber that had requested that I finish a part 2, which I said I would do for enlisted to officer, United States Coast Guard. And so I am honoring my word, which I said I would do, just hadn't gotten around to it, and also honoring the subscribers' request because they said they were going into the United States Coast Guard and they were considering the officer program. And I'm only going to cover maybe 1 or 2 of the commissioning programs in this part 2 because it can be kind of lengthy. So I'm going to have to follow up with other parts to this because there's other commissioning programs. Excuse me. So for this video, I'll be covering the commissioning program is Direct Commission Aviator. Acronym is DCA for the United States Coast Guard for those that decide to become officers in the United States Coast Guard. Okay, and basically the Direct Commission Aviator program, it is a program through which enlisted or individuals joining the Coast Guard can become commissioned officers. And what their career field would be, they basically would be pilots. You know, now the U.S. Coast Guard has approximately about 800 pilots, and their enlisted workforce is approximately like 2,500. So, you know, this combination, they make up different air crews that fly five different types of aircraft in the United States Coast Guard. Okay, and in order for the applicants in this program, should they become commissioned officers, they're gonna have to attend a direct commissioning officer program. They have to go to school for that, which is about 4 weeks in length. And then after that, they're going to have to be sent, after they go to the initial duty station, they're going to be sent TDY, which is a tour of duty in the military. I think that the Navy may call it TAD, you know, but the Army, Marines, Air Force, and Coast Guard, they call it a TDY, which is a tour of duty. You know, it's temporary, but you basically go and you're assigned to a particular location to perform, you know, a mission or a job, whatever it is, or training, you know, for a set period of time, and then you return back to your normal duty station. So they will be sent to Coast Guard Flight School on a tour of duty, so that way they will learn how to fly different types of aircraft that the United States Coast Guard utilizes. All right, now let's go to initial assignments and trainings. And for the sake, I'll just use the acronym DCA, but it is Direct Commissioning Aviator program. So that's for officers, those that desire to be commissioned officers and fly aircraft in the Coast Guard. All right, so DCAs, they work with a Coast Guard assignment officer, okay, with the following selection, okay. The assignment officer, they review the individual's education, experience, qualifications, and their expressed assignment interest. Basically, it's called a dream sheet. You know, the military gives enlisted and officers a dream sheet, you know, and we call it a dream sheet because that is what it is. It's where you individually may want to be assigned to a certain location, but the military will meet that if it fits within their requirements. So their requirements, the government's requirements, come first, and then your desires come second. Okay, and obviously I mentioned that after the individuals applicants are commissioned, then you know, they are sent to a direct commissioning officer course, which is located in New London, Connecticut. Okay, and then they're issued out PCS orders, which is permanent change of station, and then they report to their duty station for a brief period. Then after that, they're shipped out TDY to attend the DCO course, you know, direct commissioning, officer, course. Okay, and that's about 4 weeks in length. So after they complete that, then they receive their commissioning as an officer in the United States Coast Guard. And then after they return to their duty station will deploy them or send them tour duty, TDY, to Coast Guard Flight School, where they'll learn, how to become a pilot or an aviator. All right. And the Coast Guard Flight School, it's an aviation training center, which is located in Mobile, Alabama. So in the dirty South, guys, in the dirty South. All right, now let's get to the eligibility and requirements. Okay, DCA eligibility requirements. Age. The range is between ages 21 to 35, and for those that are 35, not your birthday can't go past the 30th of September, because September is the fiscal year in the military. That's for fiscal year for our budget and all that type of stuff, and also with the federal government. But that is the actual age range. You can't be past age 35 and be eligible for this program. So 21 to 35 is the age limit. Second is going to be your character. They got high character standards. So they want applicants, they want them with outstanding moral character. So you can't be a Mr. or Mrs. Do Dirty, or shady dealings, your character is your reputation, and it speaks for itself. And they will be doing background checks, and they will find out exactly who and what you are and what you're about, so they want the cream of the crop, so they want people with good, upstanding moral character. Number 3, you have to be a United States citizen. Okay, so if you happen to be a foreigner and you want to be commissioned in the Coast Guard, they require that you get your U.S. citizenship first. Okay, next, you must be eligible for a secret clearance. And the military, they spend secret clearances cost money to do background checks and stuff like that. So they want to do a secret clearance to be sure that you're up to snuff, no felonies, no shady dealings, and that no terrorists, none of that stuff. They're gonna check you out. Everything from DUIs, all that stuff. That stuff can render you ineligible for this commissioning program, and it depends obviously how long ago the DUI was and stuff like that, but they really want people with clean records, but it will depend. But I'm quite sure a recruiter could help you out with all that. I don't think as long as the DUI is not recent, it depends on what the time, how long ago, what the time frame was. Okay, now for single people, okay, if you want to be commissioned through this program, you have to give up sole primary legal or physical custody of your dependents. And the reason being is because a lot of times if you're going to be an aviator in the military, in any branch of service, a lot of times you have to go on missions, and it's going to take you away from home or from your family. And so you can't have a dependent, drag you can't take them with you. So you have to have somebody that can take control and legal primary custody while you're out, performing this particular mission or job as an aviator. Now, for those that are married, to be eligible for this commissioning program, you can't have more than 3 dependents. So that means that your spouse is considered one of them, and regardless, even if she's military or if he's military, you know what I'm saying, you can only have a total of 3 dependents to be eligible for this program. If you have more than that, you'll be rendered ineligible. I know it's stringent and it's kind of tight, but that's how they roll. Okay, in terms of education requirements, you have to have a minimum of a bachelor's degree or higher, and that's the norm for any branch of service. If you're going to be commissioned as an officer, you have to have a bachelor's degree or higher to be commissioned in any branch of service. Okay. Second, you have to receive an ACE score on 5 general CLEP exams. 1, English composition, humanities, natural sciences, college mathematics, social science, or history, or have 1 year with 30 semester hours or 45 quarter hours and have completed at least one college level mathematics course or received the ACE score on the college mathematics CLEP exam. Okay. Let's see, number 7, in terms of financial, okay, you have to meet all your financial obligations and not have a debt to income ratio above 80%. Okay. Let's see, you can't have filed bankruptcy in the last 10 years. So they want people that are financially and fiscally responsible. Okay. If you have any student loans, okay, applicants, have to disclose to the recruiter, any student loan payments that are in deferment and the anticipated date and amount of repayment of those loans. Okay. Number 8, you're gonna go through a board, an interview process, and this board will consist of 3 Coast Guard officers, which will interview you, and you'll go through a board, and they'll evaluate you and decide whether or not you make the cut. Okay. Now, in terms of military service, okay, the maximum active duty service is you must have less than 10 years of non-Coast Guard active duty military service. That means if you serve another branch, it has to be less than 10 years, okay, which is equivalent to the date the applicant, if they are selected, will take will swear in under oath. So for another branch of service, has to be you have to have served less than 10 years. For minimum, okay, you must have served a minimum of 2 years on active duty, right? And it does not include training as either a warrant officer in the U.S. Army or a commissioned officer in one of the United States Armed Forces, as of the panel convening date. Okay? And then next, for if you have military members that are in other branches of service and they want to switch to a commissioning officer program in the United States Coast Guard, you have to get a conditional release form, which is a DD Form 368. And so once that right there is approved and signed for your release from that branch of service, then you put that in your application package, and then you submit that, and then if you're approved, if you make the cut, then you will be eligible for this to be commissioned as an officer through this program in the Coast Guard. Okay. Now, release approval. Okay. All right. Once that's done, okay, it's valid. Okay, and at a minimum through the date of the panel for which the applicant is applying. Ideally, the release it should already be valid and projected for the date of the panel. So whichever commissioning program, when you're applying for this, you'll have a panel in which you're going to have to apply, in which your package will be submitted. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Recruiters. Okay. If you're going to a recruiter, when you submit that DD Form 368, that recruiter will send it up, to the through the Coast Guard or whatever, through their particular boards and stuff like that, to get that approved, so that you can be deemed eligible for this particular program. But you have to have that paperwork submitted to release you from your other branch of service. And if that's not submitted, then basically you can't go into this program because you're still under lock and key with your other branch of service. Okay, let's see here. Wow, this is pretty detailed for members of other branches of service that want to get released. Let's see, members of other military services. Okay, an applicant shall, DD Form 368, which I've already said that. Okay, and once approved, you should be good. You'll be released from the branch of service, and basically you're just another applicant applying for a commissioning officer program in the United States Coast Guard as a pilot or an aviator. Okay. Now, regarding those of you that are commissioned officers in other branches of service, for this particular board, and this is what they are saying: if you've been removed or separated from active duty from any branch of service, okay, and here are the results. One result: non-selection for promotion, extension, or integration. You may not apply for any Coast Guard commissioning program. So if you've been turned down and you already an officer in the other branch of service, and you didn't make selection, and you didn't make those particular reasons, you didn't make the cut in that branch of service that you were serving in, and you got separated, the Coast Guard basically saying, hey, you can't apply to become an officer. If you can't cut it in your branch of service as an officer, then they're not going to want you in there to be an officer in their branch. So records do follow. Your records do follow you. All right. A physical. You must pass a Class 1A flight physical examination. You must meet height and weight standards. And due to ejection seat limitations associated with the T-6 Texan training aircraft, pilots must be between 62 and 77 inches in height. Okay. Let's see. Test score. Commissioned officers from other military services do not have to produce a test score. So that's nice. So you get, for you guys that were officers in other branches, you get a waiver on that one. So you don't have to be bothered with that. Okay. Program specific experience and information. Be a graduate of a U.S. military flight training program. Have served on active duty as a pilot in the United States Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, or Air National Guard for a minimum of 2 years, but not to exceed 10 years. Have a minimum of 500 hours of military flight time in a manned aircraft as of the application deadline date. Flight hours in training simulators or UAs will not count toward this total. So basically, you have to have actually flown, actual aircraft in those other branches of service that you were in. So they don't want, simulation won't work, because simulation is not the same as doing it in real time. All right. Have had primary employment as a pilot, military or civilian. Okay. Within 2 years of the selection panel date. Okay. Tattoos. Here we go. Military and tattoos. Applicants may not have tattoos or body markings that are inconsistent with the Coast Guard tattoo, body marking, body piercing, and mutilation policy. And the reg for that is COMD TINST 1100.1. So it's under that. That's the Coast Guard regulation. Under that series is where you'll find it. And last, the Direct Commissioning Officer Pre-Reporting Guide. Applicants must read and understand the DCO Pre-Reporting Guide. All right, should be at the end of this. DCA, appointment, grades, and terms of service. Okay, selecting applicants will receive 5-year active duty obligation. You got to serve 5 years once commissioned. The selection panel determines the appointment grade of each selectee. So whether or not you start off as an 01 or an 02. And the, selectees will receive a commissioning as an ensign, 01, or lieutenant junior grade 02 and the U.S. Coast Guard Reserve. So basically 01 and 02, the grades of that for officers, those are junior officers. So, they're new, to the officer corps. But that's pretty much it, guys. So I think I'm going to cut this. That right there was kind of lengthy. So I'm just going to have to just break this down in parts. And the next one, I'll probably do the commissioning program for officers that want to be engineers, that want to go into that career field. But as you can see, the standards and competition is stiff. So, and you see that they don't cut members that are already in the military any slack. So, they're not going to cut those of you that are civilians coming in to become an officer. So you want to be on your A game, because the competition is stiff and there's only so many slots available, to become a pilot in the United States Coast Guard. But it's an excellent career field. It's a good career field, got its perks. You do well, in this career field. When you get out, hey, the pie only gets sweeter. But that is all I have on this one. But the name of this video is Enlisted to Officer, United States Coast Guard Part 2. Okay, and this was for those of you that desire to be commissioned as a United States officer in the Coast Guard and be an aviator or basically be a pilot. All right. And so I want to thank all the people that have subscribed to my channel. Thank you guys for your time, attention, and for listening. I know this was lengthy, but oftentimes certain videos that are about information and educating, sometimes they might be a little bit dry, but nevertheless, it's necessary. But thanks, guys. I appreciate it. And my channel is Eric Broadus YouTube. That's EricBroadus YouTube. And I also have a podcast called Snacks Thoughts, SNAKZTHOUGHTS. And you can find me on Anchor, Spotify, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, SoundCloud, Radio PPM, Listen, and a host of other social media platforms. So please share Eric Broadus YouTube, share Snacks Thoughts, share them with your friends, family, enemies, frenemies. Share them. Push it out. And leave comments on the videos. Smash, that bell to become a subscriber. And leave comments. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you don't like it, hit the unlike button. And please leave a comment. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. And you may have some information that maybe I don't have. Nobody knows everything. But that's all I have on this one, guys. And I will catch you on part 3. Stay tuned. Peace.